Good evening. It is Monday, October 9th, and it is 5:15 p.m., and this is a meeting of the Law and Ordinance Committee. To my left is Mr. Phillips, and to my right, Mr. Sievert. And we have one item on the agenda. Mr. Titterington, will you lead that discussion?
Certainly. Thank you, Mr. Chair. State Issue 1 is a ballot initiative on the November ballot. It is a proposed amendment to the state's constitution relating to drug laws and penalties for crimes related thereto. It is a extremely important concern of the city, the region, and pretty much all of law enforcement, as well as prosecutors across the state, and judges have also expressed grave concerns about it. What it does, in summary, is that it would require sentences to be reduced of certain categories of prisoners that are already incarcerated, provided that they perform certain activities, go through rehab, go to work, take educational programming. It also reduces criminal offenses related to drug crimes, specifically obtaining, possessing, trafficking in drugs such as fentanyl, heroin, methamphetamine, etc. Reduces them from a felony down to a misdemeanor. It prohibits jail time for any of those offenses, provided that they do not offend 3 times within a 24-month period. So only after that third offense within that time period can somebody actually be sentenced to jail. Without getting too far into the weeds, it does, too far into the details, it does tie the hands of the judges as far as what they can and can't do when an offender violates probation. And there are several other egregious sections to the proposed amendment. We are concerned, and we are asking that the city be on record as opposing State Issue 1. I know Law Director Grant Kerber is in the audience in case you have any specific questions, since he does also serve as our prosecutor. And we are requesting emergency since the ballot is, the election is early November.
It's amazing to me that, given the history that we've had with drug problems in the state of Ohio, that somebody would think this is a good idea. I don't have any questions. Mr. Sievert?
No, I would echo your sentiment. I know the judges, Judge Walwell wrote a really nice editorial in the Troy Daily News, if anybody read it. I know that Judge Pratt has come out and indicated her opposition to it. I don't want to get on a soapbox. I think there are some merits to looking at some alternate care for people who truly have problems, but that's not the role of the Constitution to be amended, and it must be served from the legislature. So I would obviously oppose that. I agree with the,
okay.
Oppose the issue 1. Yes, I'm sorry.
Mr. Phillips?
Well, and I would concur with Mr. Sievert's estimate, statement there. Mr. Titterington, do we know are there any cost estimates of what it would cost us, our city, in regard, if this was implemented and that sort of thing with the breakdown of the $100 million that the state it costs the state right now?
Yeah, there really isn't any good impact statement, and as a matter of fact, the proponents of this issue claim that it will save us money. One of the provisions of the amendment would require those savings, whatever they are, to be then folded into rehabilitation programs. Given the fact that just in our region, since we are along the I-75 corridor, given the fact that that corridor is well known as one of the biggest, if not the biggest, trafficking area, vein in the country. And the estimates would be that if this passed, we would probably be the most lenient state related to drug crimes, that it's hard to believe that we would overall, as an impact, locals, as any level of government, state and local, that there would be any savings whatsoever, just because of the unknown impact of what it would bring, new activity, new crime that would come here, and how we would have to manage it.
I recognize the need for rehabilitation and for services. However, passing that cost, which the current administration in Columbus has been happy to do for the last cycle, I can't see that coming down to us. So I am in support of the recommendation by staff to oppose this.
Nothing. Any other councilmen have comments? Mr. Siebert?
I vote we oppose.
Okay,
Concur.
I agree.
With emergency.
With
With
emergency.
emergency issues.
Anything else come before law and ordinance?
Yes, sir.